fuck I'm reading. I wonder what the fuck the real dialogue is. What the fuck is this thing? All of the windshield, for fuck's sake. Oh, fuck. What the fuck did I say? That didn't sound for shit, did it? And here, under the hood, we've stored something that'll really come in handy if it doesn't fall out and break my leg. Ah! What we're doing is we're building a fucking industrial film. Trying to give these guys everything they can get. I mean, that's it. Fuck it. I don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. We suppose we open... Gotta do it again, right now. Oh, fuck. 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 Oh, fuck. Shit. Tony, do me a favor, will you please? Will you do me a kindness?
Leave.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be walking in and out if you're going to fuck up and I got to come back.
I don't make any difference to me at this juncture. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Tony. Don't slam the fucking door. No more. Listen, I've got to give a clue here now. I don't want any more bullshit anytime during the day from anyone. That includes me. It's going to be very hot. It's going to be very uncomfortable for everybody. Want anybody yelling? We get anybody yelling around here anymore today, and then the shit is going to hit the fan. And they fit the diverse needs of a very big fern, and they fit the needs of a very diverse buyer segment. Why can't I remember? I wrote this stuff. Why can't I remember it? Why don't I say it fucking right? What does the goddamn line say, Tony? What is the goddamn line? I don't give a shit what the line is. I fucked up the word rear. I can't even read the fucking VO straight. What the fuck was that? We got flies all over the fucking place. Son of a bitch. Get out of here, you fucking flies. There's a fly over the headlight, Tony. We got flies coming for us. Fuck. Fuck out of here, you flies. We got 3 flies, 5 flies. And if you will, make sure, if you will, we don't have that fly on the left side, on the passenger side, because we don't have that in frame, but make sure we don't have any flies here. And we don't have any flies. Here we go. Get out of here, you goddamn jackass. I gotta read it again because my mind is just a piece of shit this morning. God, I can't fucking make my mind work. Tony, give me a towel for just a minute, please. That... I'm blinded by that fucking hot light. Goddamn son of a bitch! What do you mean, I'm gonna fall off the fucking thing? Fuck. Just keep running. Bullshit, I'm gonna slate this fucker. All right, I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
Still speeding.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass. And I'd like to kick your fucking head in. Meet innovation. Money. Fuck. Not even funny anymore. Son of a bitch! Jesus Christ. Fuck! This shit. Son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Fuck. Shit. Son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Oh, fuck. Shit. Son of a bitch. Jesus Christ. Fuck off! What the hell's the line? Shit! What the fuck is it? Can't remember the goddamn line. The accoutrement that you will need. Accoutrement? What is that shit? I don't know, shit. It's just all gone. I get so goddamn diuretic when I sit here, and my mouth just never stops. For 1989, each individual storage compartment has this controlled light that you can put up your fern if you want to. How's that? What shot is it? Oh, shit. What did I do? Did I walk through it? It's going to be very helpful in keeping you from falling down, you big dumb son of a bitch. You're disturbing what's left of my brain. Yeah, but my...
5, 4, 3.
Fuck it.
There's no words on it.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I've never seen that.
Fucking thing sucks. There's no words there.
Fuck it.
There's no words on it. Tomorrow.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I've never seen that.
Fucking thing sucks.
There's no words there.
I don't know. Fuck. 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 I don't know. What? Go. I can't do it. Fuck it. Go. I can't do it. Fuck it. Go. I can't do it. Fuck it. Go. I can't do it. Thanks again for watching.
Fuck it.
There's no words on it.
Tomorrow.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I've never seen that.
Fucking thing sucks.
There's no words there.
Fuck it.
There's no words on it.
Tomorrow.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
I've never seen that.
Fucking thing sucks.
There's no words there. Okay, ready?
Take it away.
Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah. Go. Yeah.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
We'll do it live.
Fuck it.
Go.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Go.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Go.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
Go.
Fuck it.
What does that mean? To play us out?
Fuck it.
To end the show? Yeah.
Yo, welcome to our Horse Live episode 44. Got my fancy jacket on, fancy smoking jacket. Dad's left this and still got the tags. So fancy boy today. Welcome. So yeah, what the fuck are we gonna do today? Our guest, California Seed Bank, canceled. Last minute canceled us. So we're going to give him a moment of shame. Just fucking with you, Brett. We'll get you back. But Brett canceled, so I got to fill an hour. I'm not going to run a rerun. We're going to sit here and talk to you folks. And, of course, you already know what we do at the top of this show. It's free shit. So how are we going to do free shit this week? It's going to be different, actually. I'm going back to me, the full screen. We are going to play a game. This whole show is going to be Choose Your Adventure show. So I don't know what we're going to talk about today. The chat is going to tell us what we're going to talk about today. And as far as what we're going to win, you're going to have to choose. So how we're going to play a game called 1 True 3. There'll be 3 stories. I'm going to tell 3 stories. Caesar's going to tell 3 stories. One of the stories from me is true. One of the stories from Caesar is true. So 1 true out of 3 stories. 1 true 3. You get me? If you know the true story, you're going to have to email the true story into me. And I guess we'll reveal next week, because I can't reveal, because people are just going to email in once they know the answer. We'll reveal next week what the true one was. But 3 stories. Are you ready? One of these is true. The other 2 are bullshit. I'm going to start off with the time I got kicked out of that Playboy mansion. So this is the story. It was Halloween, I don't even know the year exactly, like 2014, something like that, 16. And I've been to a couple Playboy Mansion parties, but this was Halloween party. I remember the night exclusively because I dressed up like Hulk Hogan. I had all the bells and whistles. I got the wrestling boots, the shiny yellow wrestling boots that went like thigh high or whatever, knee high. And I had red sweatpants on. And I had a Hulkamania shirt, Hulkamania wristbands. I had the world champion wrestling belt around my shit. I had a beard and blonde hair, like blonde glue-on beard. The whole dude, I went all the fuck out for this Hulk Hogan outfit. And getting to the Playboy Mansion, it was a cool night. But I went with some friends, and I brought my girlfriend at the time, who was being a super bitch because she didn't feel pretty at the Playboy Mansion with all these supermodels and shit all over the place. Of course, or whatever. So she was being super bitchy the entire fucking time. But I remember going. It was a really cool night. It's actually not what you think. It wasn't like I went to some super elite celebrity party or whatever. It was some charity thing. We were outside in a tent. There was a haunted house. There was a few celebrities. Tons of people fucking in the pool and all that shit. But yeah, of course, at the end of the night, turned into this episode where we started using champagne bottles and shaking them up and squirting them at people. And security kicked us the fuck out for squirting champagne on people. This is after I smoked weed with monkeys, and did all kinds of absurd shit. But yeah, I got ejected from the Playboy Mansion for shooting champagne. That's story 1. All right, let's go to story 2. This one involves Vegas, the UFC, and my whole goal. My whole goal is to go to Las Vegas to watch the UFC. I was going to make some bets. My whole goal is to make $10,000 on bets. If you don't already know, I'm a degenerate gambler. So I went to Vegas. I hit my parlay or whatever. I laid a bet for like, I can't remember. It was the most money I've ever won in my life. But the whole goal was to make $10,000 so that I could drive a tank. You could drive a tank over a car in Las Vegas. So that was it. I was like, I'm going to Vegas. We're getting lit. I'm going to go watch this UFC. I'm going to win enough money that Sunday morning I'm driving over a car with a tank. It costs like $2,500 or something. You got to get a car from a junkyard and they let you drive the tank over the shit. It's a real thing. You can look it up. So I went to the UFC. I hit my parlay. It was the UFC where Conor and Khabib and Ferguson were supposed to fight, and he tripped over some like cord or something and got hurt. Anyway, I hit my parlay that night, and I think I put like a couple $100 down on some like super long shot 6-fight parlay, and I won like $11,000 fucking dollars. And the very next morning, we woke up and fucking went over to the Battleship Earth or whatever the fuck they call it in Las Vegas, Battlefield Earth, and for $2,500 something dollars, I ran over a fucking like Volkswagen Bug with the tank. It was fucking dope. All right, last story. One of these is true. The other 2 are bullshit. This involved Vegas again. So I smoked with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. And how I did this is actually a trick I've used many times. How I did this was I went to Heartbeat Weekend in Vegas where they have like stand-up comedy weekend at the Cosmopolitan, and they took over the whole thing for the weekend. And I went the first night, and Kevin Hart was doing stand-up. I got my tickets on like StubHub, so I was pretty close. I threw a business card with a little bit of weed stapled to it, legit like half-baked. Like it was my business card and a little bit of weed stapled to it. And I threw it on stage at Kevin Hart, who I know doesn't even really smoke weed. Kevin Hart was the headliner that night, and the second night was Dave Chappelle. So I threw my card at him. I didn't think much of it. But I did see like some guy came, scooped it up, was like probably part of the team. The very next day, I woke up to, it wasn't even the next day, it was like 3-something in the morning. I woke up to a text from basically one of Kevin Hart's guys telling me to come backstage and bring all the bud and all the shit that I could. And I was the bud guy for that weekend in Vegas. I met Chappelle. He came in the back room. We all smoked. Kevin Hart was like way cooler than you might think. He actually was like running around asking everybody if they're cool. He's like, "You good, man? You good? You need anything? You good?" Like he didn't really party, didn't drink, didn't really smoke. He was just like the consummate like asking everybody if they were cool. I think it was his whole production, his whole weekend, so he was making sure everybody was cool. But there was a lot of famous people back there. I don't want to out everybody, but it was one of the cooler times that I gotta like be the weed guy in the room and like get tons of people high on good weed in Las Vegas. It's 3 stories, dudes. So is it Playboy Mansion? Is it Vegas Tank? Or is it smoke with Chappelle? One of them's true, 2 of them are bullshit. To win the seeds, you're going to have to send me an email to darkhorsegeneticslive@gmail.com. In the subject line, you write the true one. The one true one. If you're right, I will pick like 5 winners to win Gamma Berry packs. If you want Gamma Berries, what's true? One more time. Kicked out of the Playboy Mansion, driving a tank in Vegas, smoking backstage with Kevin Hart and Dave Chappelle. All right, I'm going to turn it over to Caesar. You got 1 true 3 ready?
I do.
You hit me. I'm gonna play along. I don't know his answers. Let me ask you real quick. What do you think is the true one of my stories?
Say it.
Yeah, go ahead and say it. What do you think is true?
I mean, I don't want to influence nobody's answer.
It don't matter. You don't know the answers to this anyway. You don't know if any of these are true or fake.
I'm going to say the Playboy Mansion.
You think that's the true one?
Yep.
Okay. Caesar thinks it's the Playboy Mansion. I'm gonna judge yours now. All right, tell me your 1 true 3.
All right. Let's see. My first one, I was getting some weed in New York. I was in Brooklyn. I had to go to the Bronx, so I had to take the train. I was all the way deep down in Brooklyn, and I ate mushrooms at my friend's house. I had to leave. And next thing you know, I'm pretty much like starting really to trip as soon as I get on the train. So next thing you know, I don't know why I just started crying on the fucking train. just out of nowhere. I cried so long, so hard, I got lost on the train, and then cops came up to me. Once I saw the cops, I tried fighting the cops. I had no idea why. I just reacted negatively, and I pretty much almost got arrested that night just because a random cop came up to me when I was crying, and they kind of, didn't give me too much shit because I was, but, when I tried swinging at them, like, they definitely were defensive, but it was to the point where it's like, I mean, yeah, somebody like crying is like swinging at me. Something must be really wrong. Let me not like just straight up arrest them type shit. So I wound up getting out of that, talked my way out of that. But that's one story. Another story was got arrested for distributing weed to someone who was working with the undercovers in New York. Cops robbed me from my mushrooms as well too. And I was apparently a suspect for murder. So I got arrested. They saw the mushrooms on me. They didn't even bother charging me or saying anything about it. They just straight up pocketed it. All they really arrested me for was the weed that I had, distributed it. Plus, like, I had a rig, I had some hash. That's all they really cared about. But that time I got arrested, they pulled me to the side. And apparently, like, one of the guys there in Manhattan questioned me about, like, some murder case that they had going on. Like, apparently I fit the description. I was a suspect. I had no idea anything like this was going on. I literally only got arrested for weed, and then for something like that to be turned into murder. I was like, yeah, nah, sorry, I got the wrong person instantly.
Okay.
The next one was I went to college for culinary arts. I went pretty much right before I started doing this whole weed thing. That was my life path. I was a chef. I was working in restaurants and stuff like that. Worked for the Mets, worked for the Jets and Giants. But at this time, I was working alongside the head chef of Nobu back in New York City, 2012, when I was working at the stadium. This time I was working for the Jets and the Giants. So it was about a week. Nobu, if y'all know, is a pretty...
It's like sushi?
Yeah. It was a pretty prestigious restaurant, Asian restaurant. They got like one in New York, one in Vegas. And I got to cook alongside him. It was pretty dope. I mean, I still remember exactly how that fish tastes that I ate till this day. It's probably some of the best fish I've had.
So that's it?
That's it. Not as
So you got
exciting as yours.
You worked in the fancy sushi chef guy. You were a murder suspect, or you were crying on the train. Basically.
Yeah.
On shrooms.
On shrooms, yeah.
Shit.
And almost,
I know you did the culinary shit, but I don't know anything about sushi. I've never seen you make sushi. I don't know how you handle your boomers. I've seen you eat some mushrooms before. I think you fell asleep on a slot machine or some shit. But that was extenuating circumstances. So I don't think that I don't know. And then I'm pretty sure I employ you that you never were a murder suspect.
That you know of.
So yeah, these are actually pretty good. The only thing I know halfway factual is that you at one point did do culinary shit. But I don't know. Sushi? I've never seen you eat sushi. I don't know shit about you in sushi.
So based off of what you know, what you think is real?
I think you're trying to throw me off with the fucking sushi shit. So I'm going to go to the train thing because I don't know. Maybe you lost it. You had a bad, dark trip on the train, but I'm going on the train. But anyway, it's not up to me. It's up to you guys. So if you want to win, what was the other pack we have? Sunny D?
Yeah.
Sunny D pack. Right here. You've got to write at the email darkhorsegeneticslive@gmail.com in the subject line, which one of Caesar's stories is true. And you'll win that pack. We're going to give away a few packs. We'll do like 2 or 3 winners of that. But it'll just be like the first ones. So, and you only get one guess, by the way. Don't send me like 20 emails of every, or not, I guess 3 emails or 6 emails of every possible outcome. I'm going to check. I want your genuine guess. All right, that was the new debut ripped off of about a million other things. 1, 2, 3 for seeds. All right, real quick, everybody. We are going to plug our bullshit right here. This is Seedopoly. Seedopoly's going on Daz Night Owl and Dark Horse. We have a promotion going on where you can win all kinds of free shit. PlayStation, Xbox, $10,000. Someone's winning 10 racks. Comes 1 game piece with every purchase, unless you're a premium member. Then you get 2 game pieces per purchase. But check them out, thecbazaar.com. Get your game pieces, get your game board. It's just like McDonald's. We rip that shit off too. So go do that shit. Also, I want to talk about an idea that has been like blossoming in my head. Auctions. We did auctions, or we just set up auctions on Seed Bazaar Premium. If you do Seed Bazaar Premium right now, there's auctions on that side. And I think I'm going to list, I was curious to see what people think. So either write me an email or kind of fire it off in chat. But what people think about selling their own private collections. Because I was just going to have the auctions just be stuff from the Seed Bazaar and their breeders on Seed Bazaar. But then I thought about it, it's behind a paywall. It's all private. And what if, seed hoarders and shit want to relist their stock and maybe put it up? You can do reserves and all the rest of that. But maybe people want to sell some of their collections. And I'm interested in going through other people's collections. I need people to post their collections for sale. It's not live yet, but I will probably make it live in the next day or two. But if you're into the idea, let me know. If you think it's stupid, let me know. But I think it's cool to have like a private place to go privately list shit. And we're thinking even beyond seeds even. Maybe you could list like, I don't know, some equipment, or work out your local shit. But I will say I'm not going to get involved in like the payment and all that bullshit. I'm just going to provide the flat platform to do it, and you can either Venmo each other, PayPal each other, whatever the fuck you got to do. But I don't want people come to me and be like, so and so didn't pay. But if we do find out that someone's ripping someone off on there, it's behind a private deal, so I could just turn their account off. So I don't know. We could work it out. It's in beta in my mind.
We'd have to verify packs people try and list, because I know people are going to try and like be sketchy. So it's happened.
Totally.
Me, so.
But yeah, I mean, the concept is there. So the idea is we'll provide a private marketplace for people to sell their collections and buy new shit. And that way you can get old shit that is long sold out. And we can also, like comic books, create a value for long sought after shit. And I don't know. I'll peruse it. I'll see what's up for sales. But that's an idea in my head. Let me know what you guys are thinking. But on to the next part of the program, which I am just bullshitting my way through this evening. Choose your adventure. Choose your own adventure. That's sort of the theme tonight. So I have 3 different stories. Excuse me. I have 3 different stories, and we'll let the chat vote. And you tell me what you want to hear, and that's the story we'll tell tonight. So you guys choose your own adventure. Here's the first story option. The time I almost died in Europe. It involves a plane crash type Final Destination scenario. Second story, the best arrest stories of my life. The funniest / stupidest, whatever dumbest things I ever got arrested for. The third option, the time that I was on String Cheese Tour and there was fake money in Atlanta and a jailbreak with my friend. And I wasn't the guy jailbreaking, but it was a jailbreak story about my friend. So here's your options. We'll title it, if you want story let's do plane crash, arrest, or jailbreak. Type it in the chat, and I'll try to do my best to tell that story. See, a couple for best arrests. Couple for plane crash. We're 2-2. 2 of the jailbreaks. 4 jailbreaks. 3 plane crash. It's all over the place, dude. 4 another plane crash. Number 1 plane crash. I see a lot of plane crash. We'll tell the plane crash story first. It's not that long, so I think I can then go to the jailbreak story. Shit, we might be able to tell them all depending on how long this stupid live goes. But we'll start at plane crash. That seems to be the consensus story of the plane crash story. So, yeah, I got my fancy coat on because I'm going to deliver some fancy news. Sorry, I just looked up at the camera. It freaked me out. I was like, what? Who is that guy? All right, plane crash story. So this happened when I was going to Spanibus. My very first ever trip to Spanibus. I'm not sure the year. Again, I'm bad with dates, time. But this involves, I think it was Germanwings. And Germanwings, I don't know if people recall in the chat, but there was a pilot who crashed a plane into the side of a mountain in Germany, I believe. It was Switzerland where he crashed. I don't know where he crashed exactly, but it was a flight from Barcelona to Germany. And I was supposed to be on that fucking plane. So we'll tell this story. It's pretty fucking crazy. So I went to Spanibus. On our way out there, I went with my good buddy, head grower, actually, ganja farming. And on our way out there, we took a flight to Newark or JFK, one of the two, New York. And at New York, we landed. It was like Delta or somebody. They were like, hey, you guys don't want to take this connection flight to Germany because, like, German Wings is, like, on strike. And if you land there, your connecting flight's not going to go anywhere. And we're going to rebook your whole itinerary. And I was like, what? This is, one of my first times in Europe. I was like, you're redoing my whole schedule? This is all fucked up. We already checked our bags in Denver. So anyway, they rebook our flights. We went through London on some other, like, British Airways or some shit. And I make it to Barcelona and land. And, of course, my bags are gone. And they have no idea where my bags are because who the fuck knows? And we did, like, 3-4 days. They finally found our bags. And it was my first time at Spanibus, by the way, which is a really cool fucking international massive trade show in Spain, in Barcelona. Biggest booths you'll ever see, 3 stories. It's just fucking epic. We have a booth there now, so come see us if it ever happens again anytime soon. But yeah, so the whole event went pretty well. On the way out, now our entire return tickets had been changed, and the lady in New York who changed all of our tickets changed our tickets to go back through London instead of our original tickets, which you guessed it was German Wings, something, blah, blah, blah. So I remember the flights were at 10 a.m., and I was hungover because we stayed up partying and shit, and it was our last night in Barcelona, so we stayed up drinking and partying and smoking and blah, blah, blah. We went to the airport. We went through customs, and just in my mind, I keep thinking, because the flight that departed was also at 10 a.m. that we were originally booked on, and we were in customs standing in line with all of the people on that plane. And yeah, so we take our flight to London and then to New York. And on our way to New York, the plane crash had happened where the guy crashed it and it hit international news. Well, of course, like, everybody had, not everybody, but the people back in Denver, I think, like, my mother and a couple other people had, like, the original itinerary. So they immediately thought we were dead. And we're on, like, a plane flight over the Atlantic that's like 8 hours or some shit. So when we land, we had almost pretty much been, like, declared dead because I think that people were already making calls and shit. And we landed and the phone just exploded and people were, like, crying and shit, like, oh, you're okay? And I was just like, yeah, we weren't on that flight. We had all of our itineraries rechanged. So, yeah, dude, I came, like, this close to being on a plane that was flown into the side of a mountain with me and my, good fucking friend. And Dark Horse Genetics probably wouldn't even exist because it was like a 2-man show at that time. We were both on the plane. But, yeah, it was really freaky. And I've never forgot that because it was this fucking close to, like, I would see that movie Final Destination when it's like, you were supposed to be on there, you were supposed to die, so now something else is going to get you. So now I'm, like, tiptoeing around every corner being like, something's supposed to fall on me, dude, or I don't know. Or you'd look at it the other way, like, man, how lucky did I get? Go buy lottery tickets or some shit and live every day like you're not supposed to have it. But I don't know. It is fucking nuts. Like, if you think about, the thing is I haven't really did like a deep dive on it because I'm too scared. I'm 99% sure that was our flight. 99% sure. But, like, yeah, I don't even really want to go back and see, like, what my seat number was, or I don't even want to see any of it. I was just like, that happened, Jack, and I'm the fuck out of here. Let's not ever really look back. But yeah, that was I damn near went down in Europe, and that was, I don't even know, 6-7 years ago. So, I don't know. Live every day like could be your last, I guess. Dudes, be happy out there. And dudettes. Pretty crazy. What was the other one we're going to tell? The jailbreak story? Okay. Jailbreak story. This is stupid, but it's 100% true. So I used to be like a dirty hippie traveling around on tour with String Cheese Incident and go city to city, sell grilled cheese and bottles of water. And I made tons of friends on lot, is what we called it. And we would just go to whatever city it was and show up in the parking lot, and it would be like 50 of your friends that you knew. And I remember going to Atlanta. It was my first ever time in Atlanta, which is intimidating. It was on Peachtree Avenue at the Fox. And Peachtree Avenue is, let's just call it urban. It's like hood as it gets, kind of for Atlanta. Like, I don't know. I don't want to be racist by any means, but I don't think like it was safe, especially at this time, for like just like some dumbass white guys walking around the neighborhood like we were total marks. But anyway, once you set up these perimeters, all these white dready kids come in and set up this perimeter of the parking lot. Like, apparently there was fake money everywhere. Like, I mean, everywhere. So these hustlers came down with fake money, bought tickets, and then were flipping the tickets, and there's this whole scalping thing going on. And it was a 3-day run, a 3-day concert run. So the first day, like, everybody kind of got wise to the fact that there's a bunch of fake shit out here, like fake money and fake drugs and fake everything. The next day, being like hip to like the scene, I guess you could say, we pretty much all realized right away that there was like cops everywhere and undercovers everywhere, and there was people on the roofs of the building next door, the Days Inn Hotel, with binoculars and like looked like SWAT teams kind of, and they were just staring at the crowd, which isn't totally normal for like a gathering of like hippie people selling drugs in a parking lot, like Shakedown Street style. But so nobody really freaked out, but everyone was just sort of on edge. Like, there's definitely an increased police presence around here. What's going on? But anyway, that evening, the story's a little foggy because we partied, but we ended up back at the Days Inn across the street, the same building where the people were last seen, you know, on top of the roof or whatever, and the cops, or agents, if you will. And my friend's room, I remember we were smoking in a room, and I wasn't in the room at the time. We were smoking in a room. My friend's room down the way got his door kicked in, and like all these marshals came running in, and they thought he was like the ringleader of the fake money for some reason. And the fake money actually originated from Atlanta, from like the street guys that showed up to pull the hustle. But they thought it was like the traveling hippie kids that brought in the fake money or something. So these dudes like steamrolled this hotel and started like kicking in doors and looking for this fake money shit, and arrested like a bunch of people. And my friend, I don't want to say his name. My friend, we'll just call him B Money. My friend B Money, like, he got snagged up in that. It had absolutely nothing to do with it other than kids sleeping on the couch scenario. And they took him down to the police station, and I thought, like, oh, he's fucked. They're charging him with, like, some Secret Service counterfeit money, federal, like, we'll never see old B Money again. And the very next show was in, like, Birmingham, Alabama. And I remember I was partying and drinking and whatever, and I look up, and who comes walking up but fucking B Money, and he's got a fucking handcuff on both of his hands, but the chain's broken in the middle. And he literally had his handcuffs on that had been broken. And I was like, what the fuck? You definitely have a story to tell me, dude. So like, I talked to him. I remember, this is how I'll never forget B Money. Because he was just like, yeah, dude. He's like, they took us into the station. They lined all of us up like in this like wooden bench. He's like, and they're getting ready to, you know, intake us all. And he goes, and the guy that took us in stood up and like kind of walked down the hallway or whatever. So I took a couple like glances left or right. I just stood up and walked out the front door. I was like, are you shitting me? He's like, with your handcuffs on? He's like, yep. And like, he literally stood up, like walked out the front door of the police precinct in Atlanta, the federal building of some shit, with handcuffs around his wrists, like a dreadlock kid, out of a group of like 20 people that got arrested. And he said that he had some guy he had met at like some machine shop place, cut his fucking bracelets or whatever, his handcuffs for him, and he hitchhiked to Birmingham, Alabama. Who the fuck picks somebody up that has fucking handcuffs on, both wrists cut off? Like, but he was a master. He's like a Jedi. He was a guy that he used to get into concerts by like giving him a toothbrush. I've seen it happen. You think I'm bullshitting you right now? I've seen people walk up to like a ticket taker, stare him in the eye weird, and like put a toothbrush in their hand, and then just walk right in. And like the people are so like gobsmacked or like weirded the fuck out. It works with all kinds of weird shit. It's the Jedi mind trick of like getting into a concert. Sometimes I've seen people do it. Trust me, you think I'm crazy. But yeah, I don't really know how the outcome of that worked. I don't think he officially got charged because he was just in the paddy wagon and they didn't. I don't think he had all his information yet. So he skated right out of federal fucking custody with fucking handcuffs on.
Until facial recognition software like catches up to everybody.
Yeah, I mean this is a while ago, but yeah, they might get him on some facial recognition bullshit down the line. But yeah, like I say, yeah, the hippie days were pretty crazy. There was notorious like criminals, if you want to call them. Like, they weren't bad, they were just like legend. It was like, you did what? But yeah, B Money he never had a car. and he was actually from Colorado, so he never really like. He didn't ride with too many people. He just every show he showed up at, and it was amazing because he was the essence of like the hitchhiking, rambling, traveling man. But he was such a good-loving dude that like people would take him in, take care of him, send them on their way. And I don't know what ended up happening to that guy. I haven't been to a string cheese show in like a decade. But yeah, B Money was fucking hilarious. All right, we have.
What was that other story?
I guess we have time. Yeah, my stories aren't that long. This is a couple of parter. We'll talk about my funniest, best, stupidest arrests. So, yeah, good arrest stories. So one time in high school, I got arrested for smoking weed in a car, and I was with, again, Colin, my grower guy, my ganja farming, my same guy who was supposed to be on the plane with me. We were in high school, and I remember getting in trouble for smoking and shit all the time. But the story goes like we went to this like undeveloped neighborhood where we parked in a cul-de-sac on the top of the hill, and we're like looking down. So we fired up our joints and smoked in the car. We were clam baking it or whatever is in my pickup truck, my shitty pickup truck from the Boy Crazy thing, if you recall. And so we saw the cop pull in, and I remember like looking at Colin being like, oh shit. So as the cop was like coming towards us, he was like down, he pulled into the cul-de-sac, or like the neighborhood, and he's coming up the way, and we were in the cul-de-sac above him. So I was like, all right, we have to get out of here. So I literally started driving around out of the cul-de-sac as he was coming into the cul-de-sac, and there was a patch of scrub oak trees right there. So as I'm turning left, he's turning right into the cul-de-sac, and I'm going left out of the cul-de-sac, and he flips his lights on, and I look at Colin, and I'm like, if you're gonna go, you need to go now. So Colin whips open the passenger door and like jumps out and rolls. I was going maybe like 10 or 15, but I saw him roll. He like ducked and rolled. It was like a movie. He literally just flipped the door open and just dove out. But I thought he took everything with him. So I was like, I'm good. Like he got out. The cop didn't see him or anything. So I just pulled over down the road just a little bit and waited for the cop to come. So this is the dumbest shit. So the cop comes up to the window, and I roll the window down, and of course, like a cloud of smoke rolls out and shit. And he steps back. He's like, "Whoa!" He's like, "So you guys?" He goes, "You smoking a little marijuana up here tonight, buddy?" And I just like turned and looked at him, and I go, "No, we weren't smoking any marijuana." I was like, "We were just smoking cigarettes." And he goes, "We?" He goes, "You got somebody else here with you?" And he shines his flashlight over in like the passenger seat and shit. And I just realized that my friend, who was no longer there, is not there anymore. And I just like turned and looked at him. I was like, "Oh no!" And it was me. It was just me. I was the only one smoking cannabis up here, or marijuana up here tonight, officer. I mean cigarettes. And he just like starts laughing at me. And he's like, "Yeah, get out the car." So I straight like incriminated myself on that one. Who I thought we like had it all too, like Houdini'd him, and fucking yeah, Colin did get away. And I thought he had everything, so I was still like, well, you don't really have me on shit. Other than they didn't really doing DUIs back then for weed. But I was like, yeah, go ahead and search. So they called in the dog. I remember our canine dog back in high school that used to search everyone's car was named Uno, because he had, I think, like one leg missing or some shit. I don't even remember what his deal was. But yeah, his name was Uno. He came in, he searched the car, and he found a fucking pipe in the glove box. And I was like, oh, dude, how did you not take that shit or whatever? But yeah, I remember basically about that entire story was, yeah, no, we weren't smoking anything, officer. It was just me smoking cannabis up here. I was trying to cover for him, but I was so fucking stoned that I didn't, yeah, stupid, dude. Better than that, party story running from the cops. This one is the only time I ever ran from a moving, like a cop's like put the lights on, and like we pulled over and I ran, like you see on cop videos. So I remember we were at a house party. I was already a fucking troubled child, so I'd already been in trouble like a bunch, and I was on probation, so I knew I was like, I'm not getting in trouble no matter what fuck happens. I was drinking off the keg, sitting on the balcony, and I saw the cops come in. Like I saw them come in the neighborhood. I didn't even say anything. I wasn't even like a good friend. I was just like, nope, not me tonight. I like set my beer down, turned around, and like started running out the back door before anybody had a clue that the cops were on their way. And fucking thought I was getting away with it. I took a right down the street, and I ran straight into like 12 cop cars who were like on their way to the party to bust the party. And they see me like full sprint running down the street. Like, wasn't the smartest move I ever made. So these cops, hit me with the spotlight, started chasing me. I remember I ran over the golf course, like jumped into a sand pit, and they had like 6 of them surrounding me. And I buried my weed into a sand bunker, thinking like, at least I won't get caught with my weed. And then I bolted up the fairway, over the green, and like under some bridge thing. And basically, where the cops, I kind of like outfoxed the cops because they were on the road above me, on all sides surrounding me. And I went through this little manhole cubby, like it was like a golf course, like golf cart tunnel thing. And I darted down that and up around, and it was physically like chasing me. And I went up the hill, back to like where all my friends were hiding in trees and shit or whatever. I led all the cops to wherever all the kids were hiding, which was stupid. And then by the time that I got up the hill, I was like gassed out, and they're all laughing, thinking that it's hilarious that I'm being chased by cops because they're watching the whole fucking thing. And as the cops got up there, we all scattered. I hid in a tree for like 2-3 hours, and then fucking we thought everyone had left. That's how we used to do in high school. When everyone would leave, we would go back to the party because it wasn't like, it wouldn't be as big, but the party wasn't over. We just had to wait for the cops to leave. So after the cops left, so we thought, we went back to like the car. It was actually my buddy's car, and he was driving the car, and we went past the house, and a cop had backed into the garage with sitting in his cop car. He backed into the garage with the garage door open, and as we drove by, I remember staring at the cop, and he was like staring at us, and he saw us, and he flipped his lights on in the garage and pulled like out of the garage, and we took off down the road. And as like he got behind us, I told the dude in front like pull over, and as he pulled over, everybody in the car literally ran different directions, like all 4 directions. Everyone just park, slam, brake, run. And I ran from that point, I'm not joking, like 8 miles. I ran like 8 miles down the side of the highway, like almost to my house. I was done playing with cops that night and like almost violating probation. And but yeah, that was a party story. That's the only time I ever ran from like the cops who were actually, behind us, pulling us over, and everybody just darted out of the car. The guy that was driving the car was registered to him. I don't think anything really happened to him. I don't really know how that happens, but I don't think anything really happened to him. And yeah, last cop story or bus story. I wouldn't call this one funny by any means. It just sort of sucked, but it's true. After I got sort of fucked on my first dispensary, Delta 9 here, which I've told that story on this show, I was kind of depressed and pissed off, and I took like my 20-30 lights, whatever I had, and I rented a warehouse out here in like Aurora, Colorado. And I was just like, I'm just going to do this warehouse and leave me alone. And I told as a caregiver, like privately, I told the landlord what I was going to do. So I like, rented a spot where I had landlord permission to grow weed. But it was a weird spot because it was like a commercial row of like steel buildings, like garage door roll-ups, kind of like almost an auto place. It was only 3,000 or 4,000 square feet, but it was a bunch of weird businesses in there. And like, I didn't really care what the other businesses were to think. I was just like, as long as the landlord doesn't care that I grow weed in here, then I don't care. So I did notice that there was like a church place like 2 doors over that I thought it was like their headquarters or like a place where they had like books or some shit. I don't even know what it was, but it was this weird looking church thing. But it was also in like a warehouse, like mini mall of fucking, looked like a storage unit type auto zone place. It's really hard to describe, but again, it was strange. But I rented this little spot, and I remember putting up 99 plants, and I was growing, and the church people next door started complaining that it smelled like weed. And I remember going in there on like the weekends, and you could hear them, like, it wasn't long after I moved into this spot, you could literally hear people doing like church, like pews, like rows of people singing songs. Like, it was all full-blown church was happening right next door. And I was like, are you shitting me right now? I thought this was like a warehouse. Like, somebody put a church in here. And the guy who rented me the spot said it was cool to do this right here. But of course, like, everybody's doing their churchly shit and fucking smelling like my flowering plant. I didn't have a carbon filter. I didn't give a fuck. I had permission, and I had 99 plants, and I had a pod card that said I had 99 plants. Like, I didn't care. So, like, then I started feeling guilty, though, because I was like, reeking out this fucking church. I could hear their PA system. I could hear like the fucking sermons as I'm watering my plants and shit. I was like, this is fucking weird, but just do your thing. Anyway, I fucking continued to do my shit. I gave them a couple of bottles of like Ona and shit, and I think I put it in a carbon filter. Told them if there's any problems, hit me up, and oh, by the way, this is medical, and I don't know where God stands with you and pot on the Lord and all this, but I was just like, I'm helping people, leave me alone. And I thought we were cool with the pastor dude next door, but apparently he had been like taking pictures of me the whole time and like turning me into the fucking North Metro Drug Task Force about my whole illegal drug operation and all this shit. Luckily, I just got out of doing a dispensary, so I knew the laws and the rules mostly. But yeah, I woke up one morning to that like dreaded phone call that nobody wants to get, where it's just like, this is so and so with the North Metro Drug Task Force, and we're down here at your warehouse, and we're about ready to make entry. We just want you to come on down here while we execute this search warrant. And I was just like, oh shit, here we go. This is where it starts. And of course, your butthole puckers, and you start thinking about like, do I have any bail money? What lawyer can I call? Well, I don't know what to do. And of course, like, I didn't go down there. I'm not gonna walk into like an arrest, especially without an attorney. I was just like, okay, go ahead and do your entry. And called my attorney, who wasn't like, he was a good attorney, but this was early before I really had any pros or anything. He was just kind of like a common everyday household attorney guy. But he helped me out in the sense that like, I remember the guy left me a voicemail being like, don't make me chase you. I was just like, I'm not gonna make you chase me, dude. Like, this doesn't sound good at all. But anyway, I got the ticket. I went back into the warehouse, and all my plants were still there. I thought like everything was gonna be broken and stolen and all that shit. I went back to the warehouse, and all the plants were there, but there was like evidence bags and like logs of shit they had taken. And they took samples of all the plants and snips of shit and pictures, and they took pictures of all my electrical wiring and all of this shit. And that was what they were kind of charging me with. So I volunteered to disassemble my grow because I just didn't want them to come back again. And like, I knew the church and shit was never going to fly. I was like, all right, I'll shutting this shit down. Kind of told the landlord like, thanks, but no thanks. I didn't really realize that this is what this operation was going to be like. And I went to court, and this is my favorite part of this story. As I went to court, and I had that same pretty common, not superstar attorney or anything. And I just went in there and I told him like, dude, I work in cannabis. Like, I can't take any like felonies for any weird charges. I think that was the thing, is they didn't actually charge me with cultivation because they saw my med cards. I had to go down and show them my med cards. So eventually I did go down and meet the detective. I showed him my med cards. He saw them, and they didn't charge me with cultivation or any of that. They charged me with code violations and all kinds of shit. Like, I didn't pull permits to do stuff and shit like that. So I went into court with my attorney, and I told him, I was like, I can't have anything related to weed because I work in cannabis, and I just don't want to have it affect my badge. So they literally pled me out to a $2,000 littering ticket, unkept property. And I think that's fucking hilarious that I got basically raided, and the ticket was for littering, and it was $2,000, the max fine, and we walked away. So I don't know. It was a fucked up one. But yeah, not so funny, but yeah, glad we skated out of that one because could have went a whole lot worse. In a different time, you're fucking going to jail, getting your, you don't know, fucking beating you up on the way there. All right. Last item of the show, last topic of the show. Choose your own again. We're going to talk about Slobberknocker or Sunny D. I will just give a brief review. So choose your own adventure here. What do you want to talk about, Slobberknocker or Sunny D?
Tell them the lineage.
You really want to know? The Slobberknocker is going to be Purple Starburst, Skittles, Thanos. And the Sunny D is Blue Dot Orange Juice, Bud, to Lemon Skunk, Alien Kush F2. I see some Sunnies. I see some Knockers. I see some Sunnies.
More Sunny D.
See some Sunnies. A lot of Sunny Ds. That's why we need guests, because I can't smoke a joint and talk nonstop. All right, I think we'll go with... it's all over the place. Fuck it. We'll start with Purple Starburst. I'll do them both quickly. That way everyone's fucking happy. Everyone got their adventures figured out on their own. We'll start with Slobberknocker. Actually, we'll start with Sunny D because I have it on the screen. There's a picture of it. lately. That's the latest picture that we have up of it. But this is actually an old strain, not old, but older. We made this, like 6 years ago now, I believe. We still have quite a bit of the seed. They're still German fine, but it's certainly older stock. We have it on sale right now and discounted. But yeah, Sunny D is a strain that I made with hash in mind when I used the Joe's Lemonade F2. Wasn't it F2 male or just Joe? It was just Joe's Lemonade male, and I made F2s later. But yeah, this is Joe's Lemonade, which is Lemon Skunk Alien Kush F2. That created everything to be super resinous, no matter what happened, super resinous. And then I think we used some obsolete gear, which was the Blue Dot Orange Juice. I was still in, but I was a huge fan of what Obsolete had going on at the time, and I was basically looking to add resin and size and girth when we did this to the Blue Dot, basically. And you're gonna find tropical phenos that taste, think of like, I want to say Skittles, but not like Skittles like the weed. So it's a horrible thing to say. What's another Skittles tasting type candy, like totally tropical candy-ish? Haichu, yeah.
Flavors.
Yeah, something like a haichu. Fruit snacks, like the fruit snacky type shit. Like you're gonna find like terpy terps. You know what I mean? Like this isn't gonna be like OG or Deep Earth or any of that. This is just candy weed.
Orange and lemon starburst.
Orange, yeah. But yeah, this is a great strain. I was surprised there's still some left, but you should definitely jump on it. Let's see what the other one, Slobber Knocker, we were gonna do.
Yeah.
This here's Slobber Knocker. Girthy. This was such a limited release. I can't remember how many packs we put out. It was literally like 50 or less. But the good news is I'm actually growing like, I don't know, almost 50 of these right now. And I'm going to F2 it. And we're going to continue this line. I think I'm even going to fem this shit. But this is one of my new superstars. I think you're going to see a lot more of this shit down the line. Skittles, Purple Starburst, Thanos. The Thanos male we used on this was like King Beefcake. He was like super stud. He's on our Instagram feed somewhere going back. But yeah, check out the male that we used on this side. Hit it to the Purple Starburst. Purple Starburst is one of our best-selling strains. Purple Starburst is from El Jefe Gardens. It is, Caesar, help me out, it's purple, what is
Skittles to Purple Starburst is the lineage, but the person that pheno hunted it was Massachusetts.
Yeah, Massachusetts hooked up with the cut, but what was the long lineage of that again? Can you, like, I think you told me earlier.
Oh, so Skittles to Purple Starburst. Purple Starburst is Bubba Kush Fire OG, and then that's crossed to Purple Punch F2.
Yeah, so, like, what he just said is what it tastes like, if that makes any sense. Like, you can taste the Bubba in there, you can taste the purple punch, but like this weed is one of my new all-time favorites and one of Dark Horse top-selling strains. I'm talking of Purple Starburst right now, but of course hitting that to this monster Thanos that we sort of had, it's just banging. So you can't buy it right now, but it's a review of it right there. The lucky people have the F1s out there. Working on the F2s and some FEMs. We'll bring it to F3 and probably even F4. It's coming soon. It's coming soon. All right, we're at the end of the goddamn program. I need to push a different button. Bang. Last time? Let's do Gamma Berry one more time. This time I don't have any special games, gadgets, or whatever bullshit you got to do. You're just gonna have to do it old-fashioned style. Dark Horse Genetics Live at gmail.com. We'll pick the 10th, 20th, and 30th person. So we're giving away a fuck ton of seeds today. Probably like 12 packs or something going out today. But yeah, the 10th, 20th, and 30th person to write. What are we gonna write? Caesar, you pick the code word.
What's the pack?
Gamma Berry. 6-pack.
Radiation.
Radiation is the key word. We got a few minutes left. Caesar, you added a bunch of shit to Sea Bazaar Premium. Do you want to tell the folks what the fuck you added?
Yes, I will. If anything, for everybody that has a premium membership on the Seed Bazaar, if you're looking for any seeds from my seed collection, there's a bunch that just dropped. I got a bunch of TK91 Peach OZ crosses that just dropped, Black Widow crosses, and OGKBBX1 crosses. So I'll just run through real quick and name some. I got TK91 Peach OZ F2, Blue Lotus to Peach OZ, Jilly 13 Peach OZ, Stardog to Forum to Peach OZ, to the TK91 Peach OZ, Chem 4 Forum Great Pie Peach OZ to the TK91 Peach OZ, Rainbow Flame Black Widow. I got let's see, a bunch of OGKBBX1 crosses. Yeah, if you're on the C Bazaar Premium, definitely check it out. If you're not, $10 is definitely worth seeing what you'll be able to access on the C Bazaar Premium. Auctions will be coming up pretty soon, so stuff that you won't find anywhere else that's pretty rare. Definitely make sure you check that out. But if you want access to strains before anybody else has access to them, or stuff that no one else will have access to on the regular side of C Bazaar, definitely make sure you sign up as a member for the C Bazaar Premium to access some rare stuff.
This jacket comes courtesy of Daz. If you think this super dope jacket is nice, and Daz has a drop coming up on C Bazaar Premium on the 10th, since C Bazaar Regular on the 12th. I know there's a lot of auto fiends and freaks out there, so start your countdown. You can make like a paper chain like Christmas. You're like within the month. Shit, I say like 2 weeks or something now. You guys are getting close. Maybe we'll have Daz on next week or the week of the night of the drop or something like that. But yeah, Daz should come promote his drop. But yeah, dudes, I think that's a wrap. You got anything you want to talk about? You want to talk about your fucking fucked up weekend, or you just want to get the fuck out of here?
Yeah, I love San Francisco, but San Francisco treated me like absolute shit. Went to the cookie store, try and get some flour, get some new flavors to review. Not even 2 minutes after paying for the meter, somebody smashed into the car, broke the window, snatched my bag. I know, don't leave anything in the car in the Bay Area. I just found that out. They took my laptop, my passport, my phone, my Puffco Peak Pro, my keys, so I didn't have access to my car, my apartment, my building, the grow, another grow, my mailbox, my safe. So I'm fucking set back. So that shit hurts. So definitely make sure y'all stop by C Bazaar Premium and pick up some packs to help me recover some of my losses.
Yeah, you go to San Fran, park your car, walk around the corner, and it all gets jacked, dude. Protect your neck out there, dude. It's fucking crazy.
I'd rather them just, try and fight me for my shit, but I didn't even get a chance to punch nobody before they took my stuff.
Word, I think that's been about an hour. I think we filled an hour of bullshit because we lost our guest. So, yeah, same bat time next week, same bat channel. If you already know, if you know what that is, that's from 66 Batman, dude. It's not really, doesn't have the replay value that you think it does, but it's still pretty dope. Catch you next week, everybody. Peace.
Later, yeah.
Little penguin gay fish, come sit on my shoulder today. Little gay penguin fish, sit on my shoulder today and make me a fried shrimpy dish with some soy sauce, baby. As the beat drops, super fried, super fried egg roll, triple fried fried rice, triple fried rice, baby. 2 for 1 egg roll, super triple fried rice, triple fried rice, baby. Don't forget the soy sauce, chan chan chan. There's my gay fish song, dudes. What?